One of the most terrifying things that can happen to a trader or an investor is have an opportunity that is staring them in the face, yet they choose not to take advantage of it, and it ends up haunting them for years to come. Think somebody who had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin early on, or somebody who had the opportunity to buy Tesla extremely early on. I believe that that is the era that we are in for gold now. And I don't mean in the same way as early Tesla or early Bitcoin. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. Gold has obviously already moved up massively throughout the year. And at this point, it might not have a massive run left, but that does not mean that you can't take advantage of this chart, of this volatility, of this movement, and make generational type of profits. The trades that you can come across in gold at the moment are potentially once in a lifetime type of trades. And one of them happened to me today. Today, during the live stream on Kick, I ended up taking a trade on gold where the options contracts that I was trading went over 2,000%. Now, my final exit was at exactly 1,000% for a quarter of my position. I was able to make over $30,000 on this trade. It really, honestly, should have been closer to 100, but I did not manage it great. And in this video, I'd like to give you a breakdown on how I traded gold today and how you can trade gold going forward to take advantage of what may be the final legs of its bull run. Now, I think it can continue to go higher and higher. We'll see, but it has already made amazing moves, but I believe there are at least a few more amazing moves to be captured. Let's dive into the charts. So truthfully, the best part about today's trade for me on gold is that the entire thing was streamed and done live from the pre-market session on Kick. And so that full stream is posted. And at the end of the week, I'm actually going to combine all of the streams that I've done this week, probably a 15-hour video, and put it all on YouTube. For those of you who don't want to go over there, no worries, it will come. But this entire trade was done live in front of the world, which really was an incredible feeling because I even texted one of my friends today. They asked if I was tired or how I was feeling, and I told them I'm actually a bit tired because I didn't sleep great last night. I was thinking about one of my trades, which is rare. And they asked, like, oh, were you like having trouble sleeping over a trade? Like, isn't that bad? I'm like, no. Like, I was very excited about the setup. I was so extremely locked into this chart, and I honestly struggled to sleep because it felt like a kid on Christmas. I was looking forward to trading gold today and capturing a move exactly like the one that we ended up catching. It's rare in this world that you get a picture perfect trade, and no, I didn't execute picture perfect on it today, but it felt great. And it all starts with the longer time frame charts, right? It's very clear once you look and zoom out on this chart that gold is in a really strong uptrend at the moment, right? We traded inside of a range for forever, a few months, and then we broke out of that range and have been trending massively to the upside. Now, we did set a swing high, right? And from there, we got a pullback, and not just a pullback. On the daily time frame, the trend had actually shifted and moved to a downtrend, right? The smaller time frame daily chart had moved to a downtrend. However, if you could manage to avoid gold for about a week or two, which I felt very happy to stay away the last week or two, you managed to avoid quite a bit of a headache. And while it might have seemed like and was a daily downtrend, in reality, all it was on the weekly time frame was a very normal pullback, a 2-bar pullback, and then a small inside bar, which I love inside bars for triggers when I'm taking potential higher lows. The setup here is very clear. I don't think I need to go super in depth about it. We are looking at a potential higher low on the weekly chart. As soon as we break above that inside bar's high, we know that something can happen, action can go, and we can be targeting that ultimate other swing high, right? Which is a far distance away. It is a very worthwhile trade from here all the way up into there. Very worthwhile opportunity to try and take advantage of, right? Now, while the daily was consolidating and acting not very friendly to trade, I stayed away from it. If you look back on the last week's streams, I don't really think I focused very much on gold. I don't remember trading gold much at all. And then Monday, all of a sudden, gold became very appealing again. And on Monday, I traded gold, but because gold moved up during the overnight session a lot of Monday, that daily candle is a little bit distorted. I traded gold, but the options I traded didn't expire for a few days and ultimately ended up going about 30%. That stream is also posted on Kick. The full trade was taken live. This week, I've managed to be 3 for 3, YM, DIA, YM, DIA, GC, GLD. It's been an amazing trading week so far, all streamed. But I caught about 30%, and then I closed the position. It ran more without me. It ran 100 or so percent, but I didn't use the same day expiration options because a lot of this move occurred overnight, right? Then going into Tuesday, I was stocking gold, but I also, in a dream world, wanted to let gold do exactly what it did, which was rest for the day, right? By resting for the day and consolidating, we set up a 1, 2, 3 pattern, which is my favorite pattern. Not trying to reinvent the wheel here with something complicated. This is a very straightforward 1, 2, 3 pattern where we're just looking to capitalize on a trending day, right? So coming into the day, knowing that that's how yesterday's candle closed, I was extremely interested in capturing an upside move in gold today, right? And as the market opened, which gold's opening time is a little bit funky, but as the market opened, I went long GLD options right around here, which again, I did not mean for it to be the entry. This is all, again, you can go watch the full stream, but I did not mean for the entry to be that perfect, but we got a great pullback. It ended up holding in a great spot. We kind of came back and retested at one point that area, and this is really what I was looking for us to do. Right now, I managed to get an entry, and from the beginning of this trade, I made it clear I was looking for a larger move over 4153 and into the untested overnight high, which at the time was 4155. And if we could get over that, we had really clear skies to go as far as gold possibly wanted, depending on how strong that break of that level was, right? Well, gold decided to break that level with a ferocious passion, right? I took an entry here, and the options ended up moving really, really nicely. My biggest mistake, and I will be thinking about this for the rest of the night, as nice as $30,000 is, $100,000 would be way better. And I wouldn't have even had to time the top to get that. I could have just held to my final exit at 1,000% if I had just held that full position, which I know it sounds crazy, but with the trading style that I have, holding winners, it's really not that crazy. I should have held at least half to 500%. Like, it was a mistake because I basically sold half of the position just under 100%, which was about 1R on this trade. And I don't really know why I did that, and it will haunt me, because that was ultimately a mistake. And literally less than 3 minutes later, gold put in this bar here, which this giant green bar did two things. Not only did it pump the options I was in 200%, but in addition to pumping the options I was in 200%, it closed so strong and so far above that untested overnight high, so far above our breakout level at 4153, that holding the rest of the position became super easy. Like, if we were going to go that strong above the level, I was very unconvinced that we were just going to pull back and fade that strength out of nowhere. And anytime we tried to go lower at all, gold just kept going higher. It was a very straightforward hold, and all of that came from that bar there. And I was out half of my position before it came. And that's not something that I usually do. I usually would rather hold my position through a failure than sell it early. And today I sold half of it early, and it ended up being literally like a $50,000 to $80,000 mistake, depending on when I would have gotten out, right? If I would have just held the position till end of day, I could have made up to, because I got them around 0.27, 0.28, 0.29, I think it was, and they hit over 537 was the high that I'm seeing. So just under 2,000%. It's just, it's truly a once in a generation opportunity. And this is what I mean, where it's not like early days of Bitcoin or Tesla, where you're going to get to buy gold and hold it for the next 10 years and it's going to keep going up. Maybe it was, but maybe it is, but that's not what I'm necessarily suggesting, because I'm not that smart of a long-term gold investor. However, to me, it is very clear that gold is providing A+ trade setup opportunities. I expect over the next few weeks us to get into this upper area. And all that I'm doing to take advantage of this is waiting for pullbacks into key levels. But most importantly, I'm using daily chart trend range trend principles, aka 1, 2, 3 patterns on daily charts, as well as 15-minute triggers, right? This 15-minute trigger here was the one that gave the signal and entry for the day, right? You might have taken a loss on one of them here, buying down into this low. That's part of the game. Was a downtrend there, so I don't know if that would have been a super valid trigger. But the 15-minute trigger here or here, both of these got moves. Wait for pullbacks. If it runs up overnight, wait for pullbacks intraday on a 15-minute time frame. And even if you take a loss here or there, the size of this one candle, one winner will outlast 50 million losses. These contracts went 2,000% a day. And trading futures was just as amazing. Honestly, I had 2 My Funded Futures core 50K accounts that I just recently passed and started trading. I had one contract of gold in each of them, and each netted over $5,000 of profit on the day. Right? And I'll pull up the chart and the executions here in 1 second. But so you can see here, this is my Funded Futures core account. Yesterday, I lost about $1,000 on it. And today, with one singular GC contract, I was able to make almost $6,000. I now have $5,000 of profit sitting in this account, and I will be able to withdraw $3,000 of that after just a few more days of $100 profit, which is insane considering I paid $77 for this account. My Funded Futures has been my GOAT since the beginning, and I think these $77 core accounts will remain the GOAT probably as long as they last, with the $3,000 payout. So whether you were trading options, whether you were trading futures, it honestly doesn't matter. The opportunities that were presented today in gold, and the opportunities that I believe will continue to be presented in gold, are ones that you should be looking to take advantage of. Now, I'm expecting some consolidation on this chart. It's a strong breakout, but it could use maybe a pullback into this. I don't think we'll just go straight up into that high. Ultimately, a pullback into this area, forming another daily potential higher low. I feel like I have made my money short term on this move. I'm going to wait a couple of days, maybe wait a week, let it consolidate a little bit, and then get ready to attack the next move once we get another 1, 2, 3 type of pattern or daily potential higher low. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.